Hi guys, James here from Hayes Machinery, and today we're going to show you how to assemble an AL-KO Highline lawnmower. Most of the lawnmowers have different features and different engines, but with this one, the main sort of assembly of the mower, including the grass box and the handles, is very similar on all of them. So hopefully from this video you'll be able to see how to assemble a mower. So your mower will turn up in a box like this. They're very easy to open. Pop your hands underneath and pull that one up. And then pull this one up. And inside your mower will be in underneath. What you'll receive is the grass box, which comes in 3 pieces. So you've got the top part there, one side and your other side. And then underneath you've obviously got the main mower, which has all got bubble wrap round. You also find your instruction manual, which includes some of the components to be able to put the box together and the rest of the mower. Your mulching plug, your side discharge chute, your engine manual, and some more parts to be able to assemble the mower. You pull the bubble wrap off from around the mower, and you'll get down to the main mower. Hopefully, the mower is quite heavy, so try and, if you can, have 2 people to lift the mower out. Once you've taken your mower out of the box, it's best to try and put it onto a piece of cardboard, because we're all here on concrete, so the last thing you want to do is scratch the mower or anything like that while you're trying to assemble. So once you've got the mower out of the box, you've got all the components out and everything all ready. Just check that everything is in the packet that you require to be able to put the mower together, and check through the manual to make sure all the pieces are there. So the first thing to do with the handles, they just literally pop up there like so. And it's easier if you are knelt down, you can rest the handle on your shoulder while having the bolts be able to pop them through. You'll find that there's square slots here on the side of the mower handle for those to fit in. So as you pop the bolt through, that then fixes that in place. You then have one washer to go on top of that, and the wing nut to be able to tighten that up round. Once you've got one in place, the handle will pretty much stay there, so the second one is much easier. You'll see you have 2 cables here. One is for the engine brake, an OPC cable, and the other one is for the drive. So one controls the handle at the top, and one controls the handle at the back. When putting those cables up through, they want to be on the top of the mower handle, above this, not running through here or back around and underneath. So you want to make sure that they're as straight as possible coming down. In the kit, you'll find that you've got 2 cable ties. One cable tie is for down here. You can pop that round on the mower, and that holds the cables in place at the lower part of the handle. The other cable tie is for up here, and they just simply go in round, go through, and then you pull them tight, like so. Best thing here is to keep a loop around that handle there, so that when you undo the mower and want to fold it up for the storage position, or if you wanted to put it into a car, those cables aren't going to get caught around the back of this. So you can undo these slightly, all on both sides, and then you can fold the handle over. The idea of keeping that loop there is so that these cables don't get trapped behind that bolt. Otherwise, when you fold that over, you could stretch the cable. So holding it there, you can fold the handles over into the storage position, or like I said, if you want to put it in the back of the boot of a car, and then those cables are nicely out of the way for that purpose. The handles also have 2 different positions. So you've got the lower position there, and then you've got the higher position. When you first set that, best thing to do is work out where ideally your height of grass is going to be cut, because you might find that you're putting it on the lower position is not in the right place for when you're at the lower cut, or vice versa, the higher one for when you're at the higher cut. So you can just put that into an average position where you feel that it's comfortable. So this particular AL-KO Highline mower has the Honda engine on, but they're all pretty much the same with regards to when it comes to the pull start. So you'll now need to be required to put the pull start up to the top side of the handle so that you can reach them from when you're stood behind the mower. In the kit, you'll receive an M6 bolt, M6 nut, M6 washer, and the wire keeper to be able to screw onto the handle. I'll show you how that goes on. So the bolt slides through the hole, through the wire keeper, and a washer on the outside of that, and then a nut on the outside of that. Here you'll require your 2 10mm spanners to be able to do that up tight. Holding one on one side, and then screw the nut up on that side. It doesn't have to be majorly tight, but as long as that keeper is staying where it should do. If you hold in the first handle at the front of the mower, and then pull your mower up through, you'll find a little bit of tension there, and then you can literally just wrap that in and around there. The starting handle will stay there. So that's all up there out of the way. That's all we have to do to the main part of the mower for the time being. We'll now move on to the grass box. So now moving on to the grass box, you'll find you've got two main red outer casings, which is the lower part of the grass box. If you lie one of them onto the side like that, you'll see that they've got little clips going all the way around the outside. So they just literally clip in, line them up, line the holes up all the way around, and then they just clip in. So once you've clipped your grass box together, you'll find you have 5 screw holes to be able to join that together properly. So you've got one here at the very top of the box about there, and then 3 on the main rib around there, and then 1 here at the front. So I'll now screw these down. This might be easier if you do it on the table, so it's at the same height as what an easier working height for you. As most people do it on the floor, we'll do it on the floor as well. So that's your main bottom parts of your grass box screwed together. Once you've done that, just check that the box is all lined up all the way through on the bottom there, just to make sure that's all pulled in nice and tight. So now moving on to the top cover of the grass box, firstly you'll need to put the handle on the top. So this one, very simply, just literally slots in there. There's only one way it can go, and then push that one down so it's tight against the lid. Then turning it over, you then take 2 of your longer screws, and they just screw down through the obvious holes in the top to keep that handle in place. Now taking the bottom part of the grass box, we'll now put the lid onto the top. So once you've clipped your top of the grass box on, you'll then need to screw it down to firm it in place. So what you'll find on here is you've got one screw coming in from the side, which is the small screw you have, screw going down in the top, which is one of the more longer screws, and the medium-sized screw which goes into the front of the grass box here. So I'll now screw these down. With the screws on the side, you want to be able to get your hand inside the grass box. Feed the screw down through the hole so you can feel the screw on the inside, and then guide it in while pushing it in with the screw, and then push it down with your finger as much as you can while still holding it from the inside, and then screw that screw down. Exactly the same on the other side. And once you've got it caught, you can put it down flat and then just wind it in. Once you've done that, just visually go around the outside of the box and just make sure everything is all nice and tight and all the screws are down flush. There's one last thing to do on the grass box, and that is the grass fill indicator, which has just got 2 little nodes on the end each side there. You pop one in one end, just give it a slight little bend, and that will pop in nice and flat. So now we'll put it all together. So the grass box fits on nice and easily, and just goes in the back of the mower and falls on. So you've got the 2 locators here, one there and one there. Boxes on these just literally glide right on nice and easily. Being that this is a 4-in-1 mower where it can cut, collect, mulch and side discharge, I'll now show you how these attachments fix onto the mower. So the mulch plug, very easily, so you lift up the back flap, and then with the mulch plug there, so you've got the rounded edges facing downwards and the handle pointing upwards, just literally push it into the mower, like so, and then click down so it clips in. And then to take the mulch plug out, you just literally push the handle forward slightly and pull it back out. If you want to side discharge with the mower, you'll also need to put the mulch plug in to stop the grass coming out of the back. So push the mulch plug in as before, and then the side discharge flap just fits on very easily. So on the top of the flap here, you've got a little tab, so push the tab back, lift the flap up, and then in underneath, with these little hooks here, the little hinges, go in underneath there like so, and clip onto the hinge. And then the flap there keeps it in place. So for any longer grass areas or rough areas you've got, you'll be able to just throw the grass out the side rather than it trying to fill the grass bag or putting it down out of the back chute. And then to take it off, again, lift up the flap, lift up that one, and then that one goes back down there again, nice and easily. So one more thing you might find on the AL-KO Highline mower is that when you try and put the grass bag on, it won't go in. The reason for this is because the mulch plug is in. So on this particular mower, you can't have the mulch plug in and put the grass bag on at the same time. So there we have the AL-KO Highline mower fully assembled. If you do have any more questions or queries, please do not hesitate to contact us, because we can always run you through things of how to do things on the phone or even a video call to help you out. Thank you very much for watching. Hi guys, I'm James from Hayes Machinery, and I'm going to show you how to fill the oil on your new Honda engine and what to do with the petrol and spark plug cap and a few things to check before you fire it up for the first time. So with the oil on this engine, it takes a total of 0.4 litres or 400 ml. And the oil dipstick comes out just by unscrewing it. One thing to remember on this, on all Honda engines, is that these are dipsticks. So once you've unscrewed it, to check the level of the oil, you dip it back in and check the oil rather than screwing it down tight. Otherwise that will give you a misreading. So if you pop your dipstick out and wipe it off, you'll find that most new engines come with a little tiny bit of oil in the bottom. And if you take your oil, with all Honda engines we recommend, especially here in the UK, that you use a 30 weight oil. So an SEA 30, a 5W30 or a 10W30 oil. The most commonly used is the SEA 30. These oils will work between 5 degrees Celsius and 40 degrees Celsius. So you have your oil. If you've got a bigger can, you may want to use a funnel, but with the smaller cans, you can just quite easily tip it in. So if you tip in what you think is roughly about half, so say like about 200 ml, make sure your dipstick is clean. So once you think you're happy at the level, just leave the mower for 4 or 5 minutes just to settle down before you dip it. So you want to always check the engine oil level when it's cold. So as you'll see here on the dipstick, it's got a hashed area at the bottom. The lower part of the dipstick is the low level, and that line there above the crossed section is the high level. Oil needs to be within these lines to be able to use it, but ideally at the higher level on that line. So as you can see now, the oil is at the top end of that line on the hashed area. You might get some residual build-up on the dipstick from as you pull it back up the tube. You want to aim for a consistent line on the top of that hashed area. Sometimes it's best to dip it once or twice. And if you screw the oil stick, the dipstick back in, it doesn't have to be murder tight, but just so it's not going to come loose while using the mower. On the other side of the mower is obviously the petrol filler cap, which on these engines is just straight unleaded petrol, which you'll find with all Honda engines. So just the unleaded you'd buy from a busy local garage. We'd recommend trying to stay away from high ethanol fuels, so try and keep to the sort of standard unleaded without too much ethanol. The other thing to make sure before you try and start the mower is that obviously your spark plug cap on some Honda engines, when they do arrive, don't come with the spark plug cap on, so you could be there trying to pull the mower over and nothing happening. So all you need to do is just make sure that spark plug cap goes over the top of that and then push it down tight. That should be fine. So in all Honda engines, they come with a fuel tap. On the rotary mowers, you'll find that here on the left-hand side of the engine. So when it's across from the pipe, it's off, and when it's in line with the pipe, fuel tap is on. So it's very easy to work with. So before you try and start your engine, make sure your tap is in line with the pipe. So once you've got the lawnmower all oiled up, fueled up and ready to go, and you've gone around and double checked that everything is okay as per these videos and the instruction manual, the way to start this mower is literally hold in this top handle. There's no choke because it's all automatic on these engines, and just literally, easiest way, just give the mower just one gentle pull up through first. It gets everything moving inside the engine, and then when you're ready, give it one good firm pull and you should be away. But if you do have any other questions or queries of how to start the machine, how to fill it with oil or anything else, please don't hesitate to contact us.